in stasis.
Mm-hmm.
And she describes them as being taller than normal with elongated features, like a longer face than normal, longer fingers than normal,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing. I can look at Mars in a night sky, and I'll break out in sweats. So do I think that some of us were there? Do I think that we've been there? Oh, God, yes. I have no doubt that the space program that we see with NASA and whatnot, that's a ruse. It has been for decades.
Yeah. Still using those rockets, I guess.
Well, the one thing, and the thing that honestly that makes me believe that, it ties in with when this guy came up to the farm when I was 14, is my mom was an old regular Baptist Christian woman.
Mm.
And she didn't believe in such things, okay?
Yeah.
And right after that very night, she had a habit of sitting out on the front porch at night.
Mm.
And she comes screaming in the house for my dad. And she said that there was this big, huge, round thing floating over the house with lights around it.
Mm.
And she saw this thing 2 nights in a row. And then the third night is I had an encounter in the bedroom, which the entire bedroom was just bathed in a white light.
Mm.
And I remember my dad shaking me awake, and that's my last memory.
Have you studied anything regarding or read anything about abduction scenarios and stuff like this?
I have. That was one of the first things that I thought about with that particular incident, that it was an alien abduction type thing.
Mm.
I don't think it was per se. I think it was more military.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
But if anyone were to ask me, was there alien technology involved?
Mm.
Knowing what I know, I would have to venture and probably say yes.
Do you think that many of these alleged alien abductions could be stuff related to our military and that they actually have developed either through actually back engineering a real craft or something like that, but they have these agencies actually have access to this kind of technology, like developing a flying saucer and then actually going around and posing as aliens, but in real life it's actually humans doing it.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Here's one thing that I do know, that I have spoken with mostly in the computer field, computer experts, and they've all told me the same thing, that when Microsoft or Apple or whoever comes out with a newer and updated PC, they look at that and they look at me and say, "Oh, come on, that's 20 years obsolete." Okay, the technology that they allow us common people to have is already obsolete.
Yeah.
I mean, here we hear something every day, and I read something a couple weeks ago about they created a invisibility cloak.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Well, then that means if they're letting the public know about it now, they already have a better updated version.
Yep.
So, a little common sense with some of this will shed a lot of light on a lot of things. So, whatever technology I'll say it again, whatever technology they allow us to have today, they stopped using 20 years ago.
So, I mean, they're saving and holding back and all of this stuff. I mean, but at some point, I guess they want to, let's say, I mean, they could be playing with their toys, so to speak, at this moment, but do you think that they are gearing up for something?
I think so. I think so. There's something in the works. There's something coming. I don't think they have a full understanding of what it is, and they really don't know how to prepare for it. But yes, definitely, there is something major brewing.
Very interesting. Duncan, I think that we've covered a lot of ground today, and I think that this has been an excellent interview. I certainly would like to return later on at some point. But before we finish off here today, you have your own website, and you also have a book. Tell us about that and how we can get that.
Innocence Turned Deadly. When I was from 1981, when I was 21, for about three and a half years, I spent as a undercover narc working for the government. And it's, like I said, to me it's kind of like a side road that I took. And it's basically about the war on drugs in the United States, or the no war on drugs.
Yeah.
Really. If anybody wants it, they can get it from a website or from Amazon. The book is going to be pulled in the next couple of weeks. It won't be available anymore. We're going to re-release it as a second edition. I'm going to make some changes and add a couple of chapters to it.
Okay, yeah.
And I have a second book that will be out that is about what we're talking about right now.
Oh, interesting.
And I do not have a publication date on that yet, because there is a movie script being written, and I'm changing the second book a little bit so that it follows the script a little more. So when the script's finished, the book will be finished.
Interesting. And again, your website, I guess, wintersteel.com / Robert Duncan Can you spell that for us?
OFINIOAN.
Okay, yeah. Also .html. I will have that link also, of course, obviously, up in relation to this program so people can find it easily. But again, Duncan, thank you so much for coming on, and let's stay in contact. We can do this again sometime later on, okay?
It's been my pleasure, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to the show, and thanks to my brother Fredrik Palmgren behind the controls handling the audio. We will be back this Sunday with Tim Binal talking about all things UFO. So stay tuned to redicecreations.com. This is Henrik Palmgren. Take care. We'll talk more soon. Radio. Everything that I'd owned, I threw it out the windows.